So beam trough 1 is looking perfect. The beam I need to sand back, there's a few little cracks, hopefully nothing too serious. But the fairing compound on the through holes has cured, so now it's time to sand that flat. Hopefully it worked. I did change the spatula. I was using one which was way too short. I just used a piece of wood and it was much better, so hopefully that'll be all good now. Because I'm a little bit stupid, I have to do some more filling. The fairing compound kind of slooped down and created these voids. However, the other two are perfect. That is so smooth. Happy with the job. But rather than fill the others, I'll just wait till I have some more fairing to do and I'll just put a little bit in there. So that's a job ready for the next thing. I'm going to focus now on the beams and the beam troughs. As we saw, one of them's really good. The beam looks okay, so I'm going to start sanding back some bits on the beam and inspecting it. Hopefully we can move on to the next beam as soon as possible. I am noticing some previous repairs, so these beams aren't as squeaky clean as I thought they were. Yeah. Not to worry, I have my own carpentry station here. I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. This is a lot worse than what I thought it was going to be. A lot worse. I'm probably going to have to rebuild this beam because the rock goes deep. Deep enough for it to be structural. Definitely. Definitely deep enough for it to be structural. I can't believe it. But I was expecting to find a lot of rot, just not in this beam, that's all. really amazing actually. I can handle the beams by myself. I think I'll be able to lift them up by myself, so if I need to, I always can. Yeah, I was a little bit downbeat yesterday. Wasn't expecting to do so much work on these beams, but yeah, just got to take it in your stride. I bought this boat for 2,000. Everyone told me not to buy it, and yeah, I mean, this is the path I chose. I think I'm going to take this notch thing which holds the kind of anchor platform. In the original plans there is no anchor platform like this. It's not been done too well. It's obviously caused all this problem in the beam, so I think I'm going to take it off. I can always put them back on properly and I can actually stick to the plans exactly if I don't have this anchor platform. I'm not sure what I'll do with it. I could always put it on. I'll decide that later. So we'll check on Sil now because lifting out opened up a can of worms for him. Let's see what he's had to do. Hey there. Hey. Damn.
Yeah, it's quite a hole, eh?
So I'm going to take this block out that's here, which had the platform holder on. Basically my plan is to just get it back to bare beam and then have an easy angle to cut. New wood screwed, fiberglass over the whole thing. I've been fanning around a bit and yeah, we've just decided to cut out a huge chunk and replace a huge chunk. It's going to be easier than me chipping away at everything like I have been doing.
That was definitely a screw. Yeah, we'll try to avoid those as much as possible, but they're full of them.
reckon a lot of people's reaction are going to be to replace the whole beam, to rebuild the whole beam. That's what a lot of people I think are probably going to say to me. If you look at the repair and the size of the repair compared to the size of the beam, and also taking into account that the beams are made up of blocks of wood glued and screwed in different places, so different profiles of wood make up the beam. It's not just one beam. So it's completely normal to cut out the rotten bit and replace it, and it's going to be just as good as a new beam. The surface is pretty much prepared. I've got a block of Douglas fir. These beams are actually made out of plywood and softwood, such as Douglas fir, cedar, very rot resistant woods. I've got a block of wood. Before I start cutting that and making it fit into the hole, I'm going to sand down the beam because there are a few cracks in other places, so it's quite scary. Hopefully I won't find another rot patch like that. A few repairs, nothing major, no softwood, which is really good, eh? Just been preparing that place to put the new piece of wood in, which I haven't cut yet, but I will. And yeah, it's going to be a few places that need layers of fiberglass, a few places that just need epoxy, and yeah, a lot of work for one beam. Hello.
Oh man.
They come with two beers.
Crouching all day.
Yeah.
Underneath, sideways.
Nice, and you've put your patch in.
Yeah.
So the wood that I've got is quite knotted, but the repair is 85 centimeters. So I think on this plank there's going to be 85 centimeters of good wood. Hopefully. Sorry.
Doe je even mee, architect.
So the wood plank itself is actually kind of curved, I guess, as it's dried out, so it's a little bit rocky. It rocks around, so yeah, I'm going to have to plane down the wood, get it perfectly square, and then mould it to shape, and then glass it in, screw it in and glass it in. I'm actually really lucky that I found this repair while Silver's here. He's got a lot of woodworking experience, so yeah, he's been teaching me a lot about planing, how to get a good level, getting everything straight at right angles. I know it sounds silly, but for me, or when you don't have any actual experience with carpentry, these things, you just don't know them by working them out. When I was screwing in the plank, it didn't really squeeze down, get that epoxy flowing, and I didn't film it, but I've put a load of clamps on and that squeezed it down really nicely, so the epoxy has all squeezed through. I definitely put enough epoxy in, but those oversized holes that I drilled, I probably drilled them a bit too deep really. But apart from that, I'm happy with it. I think it's okay. I think even without the screws it's okay. Because I was debating whether to put screws in or not, and I thought I would do. Stainless steel screws, you know, they're going to help a little bit. After this is all dried off, I'll shape it all up, put fiberglass around it, do all the other repairs on the beam, and then hopefully I'll have a repaired beam. I learnt a lot over the last few days, and that will speed up my progress. Yeah, chopping out wood, being pretty bold, chopping out loads, replacing. It's going to be the way. Yeah, I do need to speed up a little bit though. I've got my long lens on. But amazing job from Sil. I was just editing the video and I just saw him coming past with the crane and with his boat. And yeah, I think 5 days and he's got his work done. So if you want to see his video on how he fixed his boat, then check out his channel, link in the description. I really wish I could show you more progress on that beam, but the truth is, due to a combination of terrible weather, my inexperience and the amount of work that needs doing, it's taken a lot of time and it's still not finished. But you can probably see in the background that I have actually turned my attention now towards painting the hulls, because there's only a month to go until I get put in the water, and there is obviously for sure going to be a lot of work that needs doing in the water. There's no way I can get all the work that I want to get done out on the hard, so some of the work's going to have to be done in the water, all contributing to getting the boat sailing under a full rig this year. So for the guys who've been showing up next to me, thank you so much for your giving, for your kindness. Just thank you so much for giving and being so generous. And to all the people that have brought me tools like Yap, Jochem, I've not properly mentioned. People like that, I'll get to it eventually. But yeah, thank you so much for all your support. Right, back to finish off the video. Love you guys. See you next time.